The 4th of July is not America's Independence Day. Indeed, it is celebrated as such, but it was not the day the US declared her freedom. That actually happened on a different day. So, this is why July the 4th isn't Independence Day. It is the summer of 1776 to be precise, and revolution is in the air. The fledgling United States, then the United Colonies, is battling the then world superpower, the British Empire, for freedom. The loss of life is great on both sides, and things are only going to get worse before they get better. June the 7th, 1776. Virginia statesman Richard Henry Lee is about to put forward a motion at the Second Continental Congress, a meeting of the 13 British colonies on the matter of declaring independence from the British Crown. The proposal reads, "These united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is, and ought to be, totally dissolved." But Congress doesn't declare independence there and then. Why? The group was simply not ready. More time is needed to build support for it among the colonial governments, and several weren't authorized to vote for independence just yet. And so, Lee's resolution is delayed. In the meantime, 5 members of Congress have been appointed to draft a Declaration of Independence. Their deadline is in 3 weeks. The Committee of 5. The group comprises of John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Roger Sherman, and Robert Livingston. Their mandate: draft a proclamation to the world that says in their lands they are sovereign, not the British Crown. Thomas Jefferson was to be its writer. His first draft takes 17 days. Further edits are made, and on Friday, June the 28th, 1776, the Declaration is presented before the Continental Congress. But even though formal independence is now an inevitability, the Declaration is not to be made on this day. The real Independence Day. Over the next few days, Congress debates the language of the Lee Resolution, and still on the following Monday, July the 1st, no votes take place. But on Tuesday, July the 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress votes on the resolution, and it passes. The United Colonies declare themselves as sovereign. The next debate went on over the wording of the Declaration of Independence, with that being finally approved on July the 4th, 1776. Founding father and then President of Congress John Adams even believed July the 2nd would be the day Americans remembered throughout history. He was wrong. He wrote to his wife Abigail in a letter that said, "The 2nd day of July, 1776, will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America. I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the Day of Deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore." Adams was wrong about the date, but his words on the celebrations ring true to this day. And that's why July the 4th is not Independence Day. The decision to become independent was taken 2 days earlier, on July the 2nd. Yet, there is still so much to explore, and even more to find out. So why not join us on the next mythical video?